In the somber heart of Meadow Grove, a small town cloaked in the amber glow of twilight, resides the Johnson family home, an unassuming abode that conceals a secret as profound as it is chilling. The story unfolds within the claustrophobic confines of its basement, a subterranean realm bathed in an otherworldly luminescence. The camera lingers on the figure of Emily Johnson, a 14-year-old girl with an insatiable thirst for knowledge and a heart as pure as the Midwestern sky above. Her delicate fingers plunge into the murky depths of a laundry pile, her mind lost in thought. The air hums with tension, a palpable sense of unease permeating the musty atmosphere. As Emily's hand brushes against an unseen obstruction, a cold shiver courses through her, goosebumps erupting on her skin like dewdrops on morning grass. The room seems to pulse with an eerie energy, a malignant force that defies explanation yet hangs heavy in the air. Emily's eyes widen, and her breath hitches as the basement reveals its sinister secret. The camera tracks back, allowing the viewer to observe Emily's growing fear as she confronts the malevolence shrouded behind the solid wooden door. The darkness within seems to grow more oppressive with each passing second, threatening to consume her entire being. Her heart pounds in her chest like a drum, the rhythm of a desperate plea for salvation echoing through the silence. Yet, even as fear grips her, there is something else, an indomitable spirit that refuses to be silenced or cowed by this spectral presence. Emily steels herself, squaring her shoulders and taking a deep breath before venturing further into the abyss. The camera hovers above her, capturing her determination as she steps forward into the unknown. As the basement door swings open, the darkness within seems to seep out like oil from a ruptured vessel. The room beyond is a chaotic tableau of shadows and spectral figures, their twisted visages glaring at Emily with cold malevolence. An unearthly laughter echoes through the darkness, a chilling reminder of the malevolent force that has awakened from its slumber. The camera lingers on Emily's face as she grapples with her fear and determination, her eyes wide with wonder and horror as she bears witness to the supernatural. The tension between these two powerful emotions is a testament to her strength, a beacon of hope amidst the darkness that threatens to engulf Meadow Grove. The camera pulls away, leaving Emily alone in the shadows as the darkness within the basement recedes, swallowing the spectral figures and the unearthly laughter with it. The room is once more shrouded in silence, a somber reminder of the secrets that lurk beneath the surface of Meadow Grove. As the narrative unfolds, so too does Emily's journey into the heart of darkness, a journey that will force her to confront not only the malevolent presence haunting her town, but also the demons within herself. For in Meadow Grove, as in life, the line between good and evil becomes increasingly blurred, and it is up to each of us to decide where we stand in the face of adversity. In the somber hues of twilight, Meadow Grove's tranquility was shattered by an undercurrent of unease. The once familiar streets seemed to hold their breath, as if anticipating something unspoken yet palpable. It was here in this seemingly ordinary town that Detective John Thompson, a man of tireless resolve and unwavering dedication to justice, found himself drawn into an enigma that would soon consume him. The tale of Emily Johnson, a curious 14-year-old girl whose encounter with the inexplicable had sent ripples of fear through Meadow Grove, was one he could not ignore. The laughter that had echoed from her basement, a sound as chilling as it was elusive, haunted him like an unquiet specter. In his pursuit for truth and justice, John delved deeper into the mystery that shrouded Emily's home, unearthing a pattern of eerie occurrences that seemed to plague other homes across town. As he navigated the labyrinthine network of Meadow Grove's hidden corners and forgotten spaces, John could not shake the feeling that he was chasing shadows, that the darkness lurking within his town was far more insidious than he had initially suspected. The laughter, a sinister refrain that seemed to follow him like a malignant hum, served as a grim reminder of the ancient and malevolent entity that dwelled in the shadows. Yet, in the face of this seemingly insurmountable adversary, John found an unexpected ally, Michael Johnson, Emily's brooding older brother and a former Marine with secrets of his own. As they delved deeper into the mystery together, they uncovered evidence that pointed to a sinister network that extended beyond Meadow Grove's borders. In the antique store owned by Mrs. Margaret Peterson, a widow whose wisdom was as ancient as the relics she collected, John found himself confronted with a puzzle that seemed to defy logic and reason. For it appeared that the matron of Meadowgrove, once revered as a pillar of the community, may have played a role in the darkness that had taken root in her town. As the laughter continued to echo through the streets of Meadowgrove, John was forced to confront not only the malevolent presence that threatened his town, but also the darkness within himself. For the laughter, a reflection of the terror that gripped Emily and the townsfolk, mirrored the turmoil that had long tormented its investigator. In the heartland of America, where the echoes of a forgotten malevolence reverberated through the quiet streets, John stood on the precipice of truth, a truth that would forever reshape the destiny of Meadowgrove and challenge the very fabric of his own soul. As the sun dips below the horizon, casting elongated shadows across the tranquil streets of Meadowgrove, a figure emerges from the gloom. Michael Johnson, Emily's older brother. His gait is heavy with the weight of unspoken words, and his eyes betray a storm of emotions simmering beneath the surface. Once the embodiment of Meadowgrove's pride, his return from the military finds him estranged from those who once knew him, their faces mirroring a mix of confusion and wariness. The silence that has settled over Meadowgrove seems to amplify Michael's isolation, as if it were a physical barrier between him and the world. He walks past the antique store owned by Mrs. Peterson, the matron of Meadowgrove, her eyes following him with a sense of concern that hints at unspoken secrets shared in times past. Michael enters his family home, a place that once echoed with laughter and warmth, but now resonates with an oppressive stillness. His gaze falls upon Emily, who sits huddled on the couch, her delicate frame trembling as she clutches a worn book. He can sense her fear, a mirror image of his own, as they each grapple with the darkness that has taken root within their lives. In the next room, John Thompson, the resolute detective, investigates the mysterious laughter that has gripped Meadowgrove. As he delves deeper into the shadows, he finds himself drawn to Michael, a fellow soldier, a fellow man of mystery. The laughter seems to whisper its secrets through Emily's brother, as if it were an invisible thread binding them together in this dance with darkness. With each passing day, the walls between Meadowgrove and the malevolent force that haunts it grow thinner, and the echoes of a forgotten malevolence grow louder. Michael's past becomes increasingly entwined with the present, as secrets long buried threaten to shatter the fragile peace that has held the town together. And as John delves deeper into this enigma, he finds himself confronting not only the darkness within Meadowgrove, but also the shadows that have long tormented its investigator, a struggle that will ultimately define their destinies and reshape the fabric of Meadowgrove forever. In the dimly lit recesses of Mrs. Margaret Peterson's antique store, a tapestry of shadows danced upon the dusty shelves. The old woman, a stoic figure cloaked in the veil of time, was no stranger to the secrets buried within these aged artifacts. Her eyes, sharp and knowing, bore witness to the passage of years, etching lines of wisdom across her face. Detective John Thompson entered the store, his footsteps echoing like the tolling of a somber bell in the quietude. He scanned the room, senses heightened by the burden of an unsolved mystery weighing heavily upon him. A chill ran down his spine as he approached an unassuming wooden box, its surface adorned with intricate carvings that seemed to writhe beneath his touch. The box contained a collection of artifacts, trinkets from bygone eras, each imbued with the essence of Meadowgrove's history and the shadows that clung to it like mist upon the ground. John's gaze lingered upon an ancient mask, its twisted visage a reflection of the darkness he sought to banish. His fingers traced the worn edges of the artifacts, seeking answers in the tales they carried, whispers of secrets long held captive. As John delved deeper into Mrs. Peterson's collection, he discovered the connection that bound these items together. Each was a relic from a time when Meadowgrove had been plagued by an entity as malevolent as the one now tormenting its residents. The laughter echoed through his mind, a haunting reminder of the darkness lurking in the shadows. But John's discoveries were not limited to relics. He uncovered fragments of Mrs. Peterson's past, stories of her youth, her loss, and the deep-seated pain that seemed to drive her relentless pursuit of knowledge. It was then that John began to question whether she was as innocent as she appeared. Could this matron who had guided him in his quest be a pawn in the sinister game unfolding before them? The tension within the antique store grew palpable, the air thick with unspoken words and hidden intentions. As John prepared to leave, he turned to Mrs. Peterson, her eyes locked onto his own. In that moment, the veil of mystery that shrouded her seemed to dissipate, revealing a woman as complex and haunted as the town she called home. The laughter echoed once more through Meadow Grove, its sinister notes a reminder that the darkness had not yet been vanquished. As John walked away from the antique store, he was left with a heavy burden to unmask the true nature of the forces at work within his town and bring peace to the souls of its tormented residents. Yet, the question lingered in his mind. Could the matron of Meadow Grove be an ally or an adversary in this struggle against the darkness? The echoes of a forgotten malevolence continued to reverberate through the quiet streets, hinting at the intricate web of secrets that bound them all. In the quiet heartland town of Meadow Grove, where shadows danced upon the walls like phantoms of a forgotten past, Detective John Thompson continued his relentless pursuit of truth. The echoes of an unseen presence reverberated through the hushed streets, laughter that seemed to mock the very essence of humanity. This sinister sound was no longer just a haunting whisper. It had grown into a cacophony of malevolence, shrouding the town in a darkness that threatened to consume all who resided within its boundaries. As John ventured deeper into the shadows, he felt an unseen force lurking behind every corner, watching and waiting for the opportune moment to strike. The once tranquil community of Meadow Grove was now on edge, its citizens gripped by fear as the laughter echoed ever louder in their homes. It seemed as though the line between light and darkness had blurred, leaving the townsfolk adrift in a sea of uncertainty. In the dimly lit recesses of an alleyway, a figure emerged from the shadows, a silhouette cloaked in mystery, its purpose shrouded in enigma. It was the Collector, a figure who moved from town to town, leaving behind only whispers and the echoes of laughter. As it stepped into the gaslit glow of Meadow Grove streets, its eyes glinted with a cold, calculating light, a reflection of the darkness that lay hidden within the depths of its soul. John, sensing an unseen presence, spun on his heels, instinct guiding him towards the source of the laughter. As he gazed into the malevolent gaze of the Collector, a chill ran down his spine, for he knew then that he faced not just an adversary, but a force beyond comprehension. The darkness within Meadow Grove had found its master, and John was now powerless to stop it. As the Collector moved through the town, its influence grew stronger with each passing moment. The laughter seemed to take on a life of its own, infecting the very air that the townsfolk breathed. Fear gripped their hearts, and they began to succumb to darkness, their once vibrant community now teetering on the edge of annihilation. In the face of this malevolent force, John was forced to confront his own inner demons, the shadows that had long plagued his soul. To save Meadow Grove from destruction, he would have to embrace the darkness within himself and face the Collector head-on. The echoes of a forgotten malevolence threatened to consume all that they held dear, but in the heart of darkness, hope still flickered, a beacon guiding them towards redemption and the salvation of Meadow Grove. As the sun sets on Meadow Grove, a palpable tension fills the air. The once tranquil town is now a battleground, a crucible of good and evil. Detective John Thompson stands at the epicenter, bracing for the confrontation that has long haunted his dreams. In the heart of Meadow Grove's church, the Collector, an enigmatic figure shrouded in shadows, awaits. The air is thick with malice and fear as John approaches, the laughter that once echoed through the town, now a chilling cacophony in his ears. The church, once a symbol of faith and hope, now serves as the stage for a final showdown between light and darkness. John's resolve hardens, the weight of his past and the town's future bearing down on him. He recalls the laughter that sent chills through Emily, the eerie patterns that led him to the Collector, and the secrets that lay buried in Margaret Peterson's store. As the battle commences, John grapples with the demons of his past, the tragedies that have shaped his life and the trauma that has left lasting scars. With each blow, he confronts these ghosts, finding strength in their memories and resolving to cast them off once and for all. Emily and Michael stand by John's side, offering support as he fights to save Meadow Grove. Their unwavering faith serves as a beacon of hope amidst the darkness, inspiring John to push onwards. Together, they form an unbreakable bond, united in their quest for justice and redemption. The struggle between good and evil reaches its crescendo, each blow landing with the force of a thunderclap. As the battle rages, it becomes clear that this confrontation is not just about saving Meadowgrove. It's about John reclaiming his own soul. In a flash of light, the collector crumbles to dust. The laughter dissipates, leaving silence in its wake. Meadowgrove is free. As the sun rises on a new day, the people of Meadowgrove gather to celebrate their victory. John stands among them, a changed man. He has faced his demons and emerged victorious, finding redemption in confronting his past. The once troubled town is reborn, its people united in their resolve to move forward together. Yet, the echoes of the forgotten malevolence linger, a reminder of the darkness that once threatened Meadowgrove and the strength found within when faced with adversity. As the sun sets on this small American town, it casts a warm glow over the people who call it home, offering hope for a brighter future. In this quiet corner of America, the line between good and evil remains blurred, but the resilience of its people shines brightly, ready to face whatever challenges may come their way. And as long as there are stories like Meadowgrove's to tell, humanity will continue to grapple with the darkness within and find redemption